I enjoy planting trees out here at the Garden Home Retreat. And down here in the nursery area, I've kept a few trees over the winter. I actually found some little red maples that are about 10 to 12 feet tall. I got a great price on them, and we've planted them around the farm. There's nothing better in the fall than a red maple for brilliant, brilliant color. Now, if you plant a tree like this, a maple, for instance, a red maple, it's going to be a relatively fast-growing shade tree. Now, one thing that I always do in a container like this, they call this a 7-gallon container, is that I slide it out, and you can see the roots are tightly bound, and I just take a knife like this and score it. See that? And what that does is that will cause those roots to begin to grow out and radiate away from the trunk rather than continuing to bind themselves up around and around in the hole. That's very important to remember. Now, you can plant trees of all sizes. These are certainly easy and manageable. If you want to plant really big trees, then you need to get someone on board who really understands how to move and transplant these gentle giants. Robert Sanders is a tree moving expert, and he gives us a few more tips on how to handle these enormous plants.
We had 4 18-wheelers deliver trees. There were red maples, sugar maples, and scarlet oaks. We would prepare the trees 6 months in advance by root pruning. 3 weeks before it's time to dig them, we start tying up the tops gradually. These particular maples we're looking at here are 12 to 14-inch caliper, 27, 28 years old. They're red maples. They have been root pruned 6 to 8 times at 2-inch, 4-inch, 6-inch, and 8-inch to be prepared to be transplanted at this large size. They have a good mix of foliage texture, fall color, and interesting bark and branching habits. It's a good idea for large-scale projects that take several years to complete to go ahead and get your trees in. Your larger, mature trees, get them in where the construction is still there and you're not having to replace sod and damage sprinkler systems. These will be in the ground and have time to recover from the transplant, and they need to be guarded and protected. Staking is very important, and we like to stake for 1 year or less. And we will be monitoring these trees for the tightness of the stakes and also to make sure the root balls are wet. The benefit of getting them in at least a year prior to the homeowner moving in is any transplant shock they may suffer will go through. Any trees that are moved, large, medium, or small, will suffer a small amount of transplant shock. So interbranch pruning, the proper soil amendments, monitored water and fertilized program is very important. And when this homeowner moves in, he will have instant shade in his yard. We will monitor these trees for a couple of years to ensure that they take off and have good, uniform, healthy, vigorous growth.